What's up? This is Zach with Veteran Construction. Today we got something a little different. We got a flooring job. I loaded all this in here yesterday, and the heat index is 115. I did it by myself at like 6 o'clock, because nobody wanted to help me. Oh, dear Lord. But anyhow, we're just going to take this carpet up. This stuff, you can go right over with this. I got the really thick pad stuff. This is 7 millimeters. It's got the built-in underlayment, everything like that. It actually shows at Home Depot people installing over this, so all you haters need to chill out. But removing the carpet, we'll take up the tackers and everything like that. And like I said, this got a built-in underlayment, so we're gonna get rolling on it pretty much right away. Show you a nice way to roll up this carpet. Makes it really nice and tight. Not that this is big or heavy or anything, but what I do is I always fold it like this. It's kind of like when you're carrying shingles for somebody. Fold it right one more time over itself, and then it just stays really, really tight. We're not trying to... Once you get the stand up tall, at least tall work. Another way to do it. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys a little bit how we get started. I'm not an expert at flooring. You guys know I'm just a roofer. I've done a lot of this stuff though, and look, there's going to be floors that come out of the woodwork and tell me there's a bunch of different ways. That's why I'm doing this, because I'm always a student. There's always room to grow. I know my way works, but there's always ways to be faster, more efficient, things like that. So I'm going to show you my way. You know, there's going to be haters saying, where's your knee pads and all this other dumb stuff. I ain't worried about all that. Is the non-sexy stuff here. Everybody wants to get the slapping stuff on all the time. We're going to show you what you have to do, okay? So you have to pick a point to start from, right? So I decided that we're going to run our flooring this way, everywhere, okay? So we're in this room here, and this wall happens to work out perfectly. This is here, I'll measure this for you so you can see. This is 12 foot, all right? And I don't like the back step. Maybe some experts might say back stepping is cool, you know, like they'll just do this and then back step this closet. This is just a closet here. I ain't about all that. So this side is also, the walkway over here is also 12 feet. So the house is built kind of square, and what we can do is we're going to be starting with a full piece, and let me tell you how I figured that out. All right, so that number right here was 12 feet, right, which is 144 inches. So let me see, this ain't my calculator. This stuff is 8.7 inches. All right. Now what I did was I put, we took one of them off, but I snapped 5 of these together, and what I did was I measured to make sure. I took 5 times 8.7 and got 43.5. And I measured these, and once you put the fifth one on, it measures perfectly 43.5. So I wanted to make sure that there was no variation, you know, like a 1/16 of an inch adding up or anything like that. So it's safe to just use that number they give you, 8.7. So we've got 144 inches, that's 12 feet, divided by 8.7. What we're looking for is exactly that. We want this to land pretty much on like a half piece, something that's easy to work with. So if we start with a full piece here, we're gonna end up basically with half a piece here. Come over here. Your job's to record, dude. So we're gonna end up with like a half piece here. And you can see that this is gonna work out pretty decent along the next wall. Go over here and show them how that curves back. Show the piece. This guy's never, he's never done flooring, so he's gonna learn today. So he doesn't know what we're looking at. So that right there is gonna continue around that nicely is what we're showing here. So what I also did was measured, there was a little pathway through here. I measured all the way through here, and I did the same thing with the math. And it works out, this one ended up on 0.55, the other one ends up on like 0.66. So if all goes well, this should work just fine. So our next thing is, this is 16.55 pieces. So what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna measure back, right? So that we can snap a line to continue off there. So I'm gonna need, let's see, one piece, this is just a rough thing, 2 pieces, let's see, 25, 3 pieces. This one's a safe one, okay? That's a safe mark. So, whatever this lands on an actual piece, let's see what number. There's probably a better way to do this math. I'm just kind of free, you know, going off this free hand. Where's that tape measure, bud? Oh, fuck. What am I asking for? This is what I'm looking for. Getting all discombobulated. All right, so somewhere in this area is where a piece is gonna land, right? And I took 1, 2, 3 pieces off of 16. So let's just try 13. So let's multiply by 13. It ends up at 113.1. So that is the number I was looking for. So 113.1. That might be a little hard to. That's less than an eighth. An eighth would be 125. So that's like a 16th strong. Look at this. This is a roofer here telling you these kinds of numbers. But let's see what the next one adds up to be. It'd be 8.7 times 14. Let's see if it's a number that's easier for me to do. No. 121.8. Might as well do like I said. So this will be the one. We're just gonna call it. Let's see. I'm all the way butted, so I guess it doesn't really matter. All that math I just did. We have play in this because I haven't told you guys yet, but you want to keep this about a 1/4 inch away from either your drywall or in this case our trim. The guy didn't want to redo the trim here, so what we're going to be doing is we're just going to put it close to the trim and then just add 1/4 round to it on top. So we're gonna. I came away from there about a 1/4 inch, right? So this is going to be my real mark. It's going to be. I'm just going to do 113 and an eighth. All right. So 113 and an eighth, and I'm going to pull that over here, and we're going to snap this through. Oh wait, I fucked up. So keep it on me because I fucked up. So nothing serious. And excuse my language, I'm supposed to not cuss or have my shirt off on YouTube anymore. According to them, if I want to make money. So this is a better way to make sure you have a consistent number, is to just butt all the way to it and then read that number. That number is, get on there so they can see, that number is 113 and an eighth strong. So I'll just continue that, and that'll be close enough. And there's still more steps to this, so don't fast forward yet. So that's 113 and an eighth strong. We're gonna do that way down here. Wake up. Let's go outside. I'll go close to this bathroom door so we can snap it into the bathroom, although that's something I should think about. Never mind, we can't snap it in the bathroom. But what I was gonna say is, I might separate this from, I feel like the floor is gonna be running this way. I feel like you shouldn't walk into a bathroom with planks running that way. So I'm probably gonna break that up, all right? Put it on me. All right, I'm probably gonna break that up. That being said, like I said, I don't really backstep this, so that's why I'm snapping this line so we have something to, you know, start from in our closet and things like that. But one more experienced flooring guy that I had working for me for a while, he told me that sometimes breaking it up, and this was when we were just trying to do like I'm doing right now, figuring out a job, he said sometimes it's better to break it up than to let it all flow, and it's good for the floor because this is a floating floor. I didn't really believe that. I feel like it's leave room everywhere and it's fine. I think it looks a little nicer without a bunch of transitions. But if you know something that I don't about that, please tell me. Because like I said, I'm always a student and I'm always willing to learn here. So we've got a line now that we can snap. And we can also use that as a control line because sometimes just starting out, you'll, you know, things will get a little squirrely. I don't have like, there's like maybe some starter blocks you can use. I just have some 1/4 inch, like lats or whatever is what we call them. They're kind of like just straight 1/4 inch, but kind of shins. And we'll use that to kind of beat against. And then, you know, you get a little cattywampus here and there, and we'll just, you know, pull the tape measure to that control line and double check where everything goes. So we're gonna snap this line. I wonder where everybody else is at. I need their help real quick. My guy's just out there milking the clock. I don't know what they could possibly be doing. It's like 110 degrees outside. That's why we're doing this indoor work. I'm making no money on this. All right. Hey. One of you gotta help me get snap a line. Come on, boy cub. God dang, man. Yo, what the foot? Let's get in here, kid. The dang chalk line. Dang chalk line, my bad. Where's the dang chalk line? No longer allowed to cuss. Y'all been on some bull spit. What the hell? All right, I need you to help me snap this. There's a crow's foot all the way down there by the thing. You good? Go like a shower? I think I'm allowed to say that on YouTube.
You're good.
You good?
Yeah, but you don't want to cuss, but you can say that.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah. That's good. Hell yeah. Here, I don't want one of you screwing this up, so let's do this last little couple inches right here. Come on, quickly here, quickly here. All right. I'm all shaking from a Red Bull. I gave up Red Bull, tobacco, drinking, even though I wasn't a drinker. And I don't do any drugs. I don't even smoke weed. And I gave it all up in like one day. And then today I relapsed on my Red Bulls because I went out drinking last night, which I already relapsed and I was having chews too, so I relapsed everything. But anyway, so the other thing is, it's a little hard to do right now, but just to make sure that we're not going to be running completely unsquare anywhere, check it here, make sure this number is pretty consistent along the way. That's 30 and a half, 30 and a half, 30 and a half. I'm assuming it's 30 and a half everywhere. And that's good. This is one of the first times it's ever worked out like that. Usually you got some bigger issues going on, so I can't really do anything here, but you know, I'm just gonna assume that it's all square. Usually it's really tough to tell, even if it's out just a little bit, because like I said, sometimes you might have to cheat it a little one way or a little another way. But this stuff locks in, like you can't even hardly see these seams here. You can't really see it at all. Oh, and here we go, one other thing. A lot of people don't know this, but like you can see these two look pretty close, right? these boxes come with identical pieces. So like these ones aren't identical, but they do look close. So you want to mix them up a little bit and pay attention to your pieces, because there will be ones that stick out that are really obvious. And if you put two of them next to each other, that's going to be something that catches somebody's eye. And that's, you know, really it's just poor quality. Very good, boy cub. I'm impressed. Hold this. Now you gotta film. Oh, he's the worst filmer.
Oh, shut up.
Be careful. Be careful how you hold that too for the sound now. So I make beater blocks. Sometimes I'll cut these down, but like, let's say I want to install this, right? They give you pieces like this. Get a little closer. Man, I knew you were the worst. Dude, you just have to prove it right off the bat, too. Jesus. So, I make this tool and this tool. You know, I believe, yeah, it looks like this one's the one that you're supposed to use to do flooring, right? Now, this is, now let's just try this out real quick. And I use this instead of a rattle. You'll see why in a second, one of them rattle hammers. I don't know which way you're supposed to do this, but that one went pretty smooth, but in the long run you have to be careful. This thing will slip off. I tried it a few times here and it actually did go terribly, I swear to God it did. But, so usually what I'll do is set these, get it as close as you can. You take this and you give this a nice little shocker. And these are really big, so I'm actually going to lift these down a little bit. Somewhere in here, maybe even more than that. Probably down here actually. And it'll make it easier to beat this stuff in. And the reason I use this rubber mallet, this is for hardwood flooring I believe, is because it doesn't send a bunch of these flakes everywhere. If you use a hammer like this back end of it, you'll end up chipping this out and then it'll be a bunch of pieces out on this floor here and you'll have to keep sweeping up your floor. This won't damage it, and if you hit it, you know, once you get good at it, it locks in good. So we're gonna get started now.
Yep.
All right, so it might get a little noisy here because they're doing some cut stuff, but I just want to make another point. So we took the time to work out our finishers from this way to this way to make sure it lands good. We can't forget this way to this way though. So right here I got full pieces, right? Which would be optimal to start with. But we end up with a finisher. This finisher is about 5 inches. And the paperwork, it says no less than 8 inches in the instructions. So So we're just gonna get that as square as we can. Now that I've got my anger under control, we'll just push that back. There you go. See, not that big of a deal. Now right here, we come up to a vent. We're not gonna cry about it. You wanna plug my stuff, bro?
Amazing hanging, I see.
Oh, she scared me, man. I was like, what is that noise? I don't want to share.
It's just me.
All right, bud.
Don't worry about it.
Looks good to me. Here you go, so you know that covers. This isn't, obviously I'm not putting these ugly ass things back in. So. All right, now, as you can see, our finisher is more acceptable. See how I just installed that piece, right? Like this. That's how this piece is going to go on. But, hey! One second on that. So, this is how it's supposed to go in, right? So, technically, this is how this is going to connect in there. But we can't obviously get there. So, here's how you make this quick and easy. You flip it upside down. And you see the motion that I did there. It's not this kind of upside down that doesn't change anything. It's this upside down. Put it where you want it, which is about 1/4 inch away. And then make a mark here. And then you'll just take your speed square and do like I did in the beginning. And that is, can you see it? Where you at? Right here. Score it twice. Okay, and then obviously this will be the finisher. Here's my beater. Alright, we're going to show you why we cut these and how this works. This is actually kind of funky one, but Yeah, we just went to stay, like I showed right here. I didn't even do this for the video, it's for myself. Just want to stay a little bit away, and then right here's where I wanted to come back in for a little while until there's a little more space in here under that jam. We good? All right. And that's good there. Okay. And then locking this will be a pain in the ass. Which I'm gonna lock it. Use its hammer. Use these for the these little things. Oh wait, maybe. There you go. And there it is. Pieces we got. Is this the one? Is that the one?
Yeah. This goes to the link.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering when that.
That one last stack. Figure out your patterns. Look up. Do it this one. That's what I get for beating with the hard side earlier. If he wasn't recording, I'd be having it stuck in his head right now. Christ.
Alright, I'm taking some of this shit out of here.
Yeah, about time to do something.
Oh, shut up.
Once in a while, in the beginning, you get them where they don't go. You want to give them a little shock, see feet like that. This is what I was saying, you can use a regular hammer. I like using the rubber ones because it won't shred this up. And then when you give it shocker shots with the back. I wonder if shocker shots means I swear. We're just kind of doing sporadic seams. We're trying to avoid too much of the stair step look. That's why he's jumping back. Yeah, you gotta make it look a little less stair steppy, Jake.
Yeah, I'll take them.
It don't really matter. Alright, so I pulled some numbers already just to show you guys how to get through a closet pretty decently quickly. So this is, if you're all the way tight, about 37. So we're just gonna go 36 and a half, right? And that's how long I'm gonna make all these pieces. I've checked it everywhere else, so 36 and a half works here too. And then to finish, and this is gonna be, I'll extend it out to here. All right, so I'm gonna need to do all these 36s and a halves until I get somewhere in this area where I gotta meet out in the open, right? So I did the math, 8.7, just because I'm all right at math, I just multiplied it by 7, and it came out to 60.9. So that's gonna land me somewhere in here, which is good. All right, so 7 pieces is what I'm cutting. All right, so that's how I figured that out. Next, like I said, I don't like to back step through here. If there's an expert or somebody that can show me how easily that is done, you know, maybe it might help me out. But like I said, I've got some more experienced floors that have worked for me before, and they did it my way, and they're actually kind of excited that it just worked out like that, and they didn't have to deal with the back step. So, you know, this is how we've been doing it. So yeah, right now I'm all the way butted. What I want to do is come off there about a quarter, which puts me on this line, which is, it's this far edge we're going to be putting in the line, at about 73 3/4. So 73.75 divided by 8.7, which, as you guys know, is the length of this piece, or the width of the piece, sorry. That's 8.47, okay? Which means it's going to be 8, basically just a cut hair shy, fuck, I keep cussing. It's just a touch shy of 8.5. So what I'm going to do is, for a half piece is what that means. So 8 1/2 pieces. So this part is included, this little this locking strip part. So we're looking at 8 3/4. So half of that is like 4 3/8. All right, and we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna go. What rounds of the cut here? Fuck. We're going something short. We're going just a little bit shorter than. I need to find some filler words. This is bullspit. We're going just a little bit shorter than a half of a piece, and that should give us our play outside of there and everything, and we'll end up working our way. So here, I've got these 7 pieces, like I said. I'm gonna get this mess up piece out of our way, and I'm just gonna cut these. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mark them all out because. At 36 and a half, and I'm going to do this because I don't want to have to keep pulling my tape out, so I'm just going to keep making marks on them. Put some stuff a little better there. I'm going to record myself, try to look like I know what I'm doing. So 36 and a half.
I don't think you would mess with that.
36 and a half.
If that's the pattern you were already going with, it's 6 and a half.
Well, there's so much of
This
this.
last piece.
Oh.
36 and a half. Now, as always, when I turn the camera on, I look unprepared, so let me hunt down my speed square, or somebody else's speed square, because I'm the boss. I do what I want. I left mine in my truck. Here we go. Just fine. So there's one done. And I could probably, now that I'm thinking about it, I never tried this here, but I've got this Ryobi saw I bought for like 200 bucks, and I use it to cut off my, like my vinyl siding if I've got to cut it between windows. And, did I not mark this one? If I got to cut in between windows, or I got a repetitive cut like something that's big, like 130 inches. And 3/8, let's just say, or like maybe 1/12 and 3/4. And what am I rolling on here? And I'll stack them up in my saw. Oops, that got off a little. Cut this one a little extra. I'll stack them up in my saw and just rip through them all at the same time. I turn my wood blade backwards, and I use that saw because it's really big. It's a 13-incher, and I'll use that to blast through either a lot of soffit, or I use that to cut all my aluminum soffit, or like I said, vinyl. And I bet you if I turn that blade backwards, it'll rip through a bunch of these pieces, or at least like maybe 3 or 4 at a time. Kind of make the process like this a little quicker. You know? I like using the knife still, just because I don't got to run around places. This is probably something I'd have one of the less experienced guys do, just because I ain't got time for this shit. But as you can see, it don't really take that long. That one got off. Oh yeah, that's ugly. On the last one. Too bad. Alright, so now I'm going to do this one in half. Like I said, just one to start with, I'm going to do in half. Coming off of this lengthy number. So, what did I say? Like 4 3/8? Just cut hair off that. We'll go 4 1/4. Dude, it's part of my vocabulary. I don't know how they expect me to watch my language and teach at the same time, all while having my t-shirt on. This is bullshit. We're getting better though. I mean, I think I'm cussing a little bit less. I don't know. Make sure it's, yeah, so right here we got 4 1/2 strong if I measure this way, 4 1/4 this way. So we are a literal cut hair short of a full piece. I'm practicing next video. Fuck this shit.
I mean, does it say you can't just censor it out?
I could, but realistically, I should practice being a better human. So.
There's nothing wrong with it.
It's more about the people that are giving the money. Yeah.
So I'm gonna rip this with the saw, and we're not gonna record that. Okay. All right, so we got this little trickery here, and we gotta figure out what we're gonna do for it. So, what I'm thinking is, I'm just going to set this here as a little gauger, and we're gonna notch this all the way throughout here, and including this, and then we're actually gonna get the flooring underneath it all. We'll just have to make some really precise cuts. Better, that's in my opinion, that's better than making this really tight. You're supposed to have gaps around this anyway, so we're gonna give it a shot. Hopefully we don't destroy this banister or this stair set or whatever. So, all right, it's just me and Boy Cub left. We're slower than all hell today. I had to take off for about half the day and do some stuff, but we snapped our line here in the beginning, and we were only a 1/4 inch away from our line, so we actually snapped a second one that's green. It's already disappeared, but you know, we were able to see it in a few spots. We're definitely right on it, And that's how we continued all of this pretty nicely. The only thing I'm unhappy about, like, in here, obviously we're changing that. But in here we were able to get it real nice and without a transition and everything. And I showed you guys to check for these walls how the finisher lines up. Well, a lot of times you want to check for these walls too and everything. I probably wouldn't have changed anything even if I did check for this, but we do have to transition right here. I snapped the lines out. As you can see right there, I snapped it out. We just haven't done that little last piece yet. And yeah, we're just taking our time, trying to do it right. That was really the hardest part. We had a lot of in and outs. I had to, I'll show you guys how this banister turned out. All the stuff we cut. My guys were talking about just doing like flush cuts, like really nice and everything. And you know me, like I said, I'm willing to hear all opinions. But I decided to do that cut there. We had one little piece chip off. We got some wood glue. We're gonna put that back and whatever. Is what it is. It's a job site. Alright, so here's what I decided to do. I'm sure I brought it up on how to fix this. So what I decided to do was put a transition here, and it goes from there and it stops at this thing, and then that goes there, and we just cut real tight to those blocks. This is a real small room now, and you know, I continued all of this throughout, you see. So we let all this ride together and we transition that off, because if they ever, you know, the box of siding's cheap. It's 60 bucks for the entire box, and that'll cover whatever we can do here. So if they ever have issues with the heater or the water heater or the furnace or anything going on here, it's pretty simple. So we went back as far as we could here. We should have went a little tighter there. I didn't do that. My guys did. They went pretty tight to that though. And cord around it as usual. And we just kind of put the pieces here as best we could. And you can see we couldn't get anything in there. Same thing with over here. We just put a piece right in there. And then this just is kind of went as far under there too. So this is the problem area, obviously. You can see straight through there. So what I decided to do was, this is how everything looks right now. Boom. We're gonna put this sucker right in here and cut. Obviously we gotta cut around this vent here, so I'm just gonna make it short. It only needs a little bit to catch a screw right on the side of that, so we're not gonna like cut it in all ugly, and then go with the angle down here and square it off. And that will completely keep you from being able to see back there, because I don't know how these guys got their tile. They must have had like some of this stuff installed, but them still be able to get their hands back there, because there ain't no way in no matter which way you go. So we're dealing with what we got. I ran it by the homeowner and the renter as well, and they were real happy with that. You know, you have to walk and peek over this thing if you wanna see in there. So this should turn out nice. I'm gonna mark this, cut it. I'm not gonna have my guys film it just because there's only one other guy here, and I've got an appointment I'm already late for. Had to push it from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. It's just me and him here. So, not to mention I got to get my trailer and everything, put all this guy's furniture back. I get my trailer and everything after the appointment, and get that ready to go for the job we're on tomorrow. I'm doing a 22 square roof, and I'll be posting plenty of videos on that. So, it's all done. That's where you walk in, washer dryer, all that. Kind of blends in. I mean, this is all, you know, believe it or not, this is an expensive home, and they didn't even wall this whole thing off. So we just did what we could, did our best with it, and I think it turned out just fine. You cannot see any flooring that's different under there from standing right here, and this is as far back as I can stand. Can't see nothing about flooring nowhere, no nothing, unless you fucking get up on now. It's nasty. You think something's funny, boy cub? Huh? Yeah, that's right. Go ahead and hide. To tell these folks at home how you fucked the ever-living daylights out of your daddy today. Damn. Oh, fucking little boy cub's got a strong-ass stream. Fuck. God dang, son. How much that thing weigh? Boy cub? I'm asking you a question. You heard all that. Don't lie.
No, what'd you say?
You weren't paying no attention?
No. I didn't.
Oh my god, how can you hear anything over that super stream? Jesus Christ. God damn, dude, your boy's wielding that panther tail over there.